The angle I'm going to take it about is you becoming a better leader because there's a leader in each and every one of us. And the whole essence why you're here in the Famous Universe is that the world is in their need of good leaders. And what we try and strive to do at the Famous Universe is to build wonderful leaders, successful leaders, independent entrepreneurs, and people that will be able to stand and take these great nations of ours to the next level and eventually touch the lives of humanity. Let me read something to you on the board. Emotional intelligence is a way of recognizing, understanding, and choosing how you think, feel, and act. Does this sound familiar to all the topics we've been dealing with? Right? So we're on the same page. It shapes our interactions with others and our understanding of ourselves. It defines how and what we learn, so we're very deliberate as to the things that we're going to learn based on the fact that there's emotional intelligence at the background of our minds, and determines the majority of our daily actions. We've talked about the law of action, taking actions at the level of the famous way. Research suggests that it is responsible for as much as 80% of success in our lives. We just finished the topic on success, so it's just right for us to talk about emotional intelligence. So lend me your ears as I'm going to weave you some yarns this morning into journeys that you might not know and things that will completely shape your life. Let's talk about emotional intelligence, the personal or personal competence, and as well as your social competence. In your personal competence, there's where you call your self-awareness. Have we talked about self-awareness here? Oh, really? And it says that you're aware of your moods, your feelings, your thoughts, and everything. You pay great attention to the things that are passing through your mind. Then we move to your regulation, self-management. You can not only be aware, but you also need to regulate yourself. Very important. Self-control. Have we talked about self-control as well? Okay. Then we come to your social competence. You're also socially aware, as in picking your mood in the room when you interact with people, understanding how people act and why you act around people. That is what your social competence means. And then how do you regulate and manage your relationships? Conflicts. If you do not know how to manage conflicts, 80% of you always take sides. And before you know it, your relationships end up inside the gutters. Communication is very, very essential in every relationship, in every endeavor in this universe. And that is why when put all together, it is what we call emotional intelligence. My table of content. I'll recite a corporate philosophy customary, then I'll simply define with 3 definitions what emotional intelligence is. We'll talk about the components of emotional intelligence so that it sinks deep into your medulla oblongata. And then strategies to develop this emotional intelligence. Then you might ask the question, why do I need to bother about emotional intelligence? Then I'll teach you why you should bother. Because I'll show you a person that lacks emotional intelligence. And then you want to relate that to your life and start managing yourself in terms of emotional intelligence. Then using EI, that's emotional intelligence, to develop the leader in you, will conclude and I'll give you the code for the week. Next to this is, how many of you have heard me say that I have 2 brains that I use? How many people? Society, yeah. Everybody can actually have 2 brains. And I stumbled upon a quote by Daniel, and it says, in a sense, we have 2 brains, 2 minds, and 2 different kinds of intelligence. the rational intelligence, that's the conscious one, and the emotional intelligence. One is linked to your conscious mind, while the emotional one is linked to your subconscious mind. Still on the trajectory of self-development in the Fairness Universe. Our philosophy, our vision, to be the preferred partner in retail financial services that delivers quick solutions to the underserved customers in Nigeria. Our mission, to provide a platform for quick, efficient, and effective services that ensures our customer needs are met real time. Our core values: integrity, excellence, speed, teamwork, trust, and of course, passion for our customers. And our brand driver, experience excellence. What is emotional intelligence? I'll try to not bore you with so much emotional and intellectual jargons. But let's read what's on the board. Emotional intelligence is your ability to recognize, understand emotions in yourself as well as other people, and your ability to use this awareness to manage your behavior and your relationships. We're not goats, we're not animals. We are on top of the food chain. So we must at all point in time be in control of our emotions and how we manage the emotions of other people. The next definition is by a guy called Goldman in 1998, and it says, emotional intelligence refers to the capacity for recognizing our feelings and those of others, for motivating ourselves and managing emotions well in ourselves and in our relationship. You can't give what you don't have. It's not possible. Everybody wants the world to change. To seek for the world to change, you have to change yourself. So if you're going on this journey of emotional intelligence and you've not developed yourself, we're joking here. All right? And then Mayer, in 1990, two guys put it together and said, being able to monitor, regulate one's own and others' feelings, and to use feelings to guide your thoughts and actions. Most of you have often heard me say we live in a feelings universe. By the feelings of the universe and you feeling the universe, you create your own destiny and your world. Everything that comes to you is as a result of the feelings that you're having and the thoughts in your head. The faster you got that, the better for you in developing a life of your own. And these people have said it to us. And of course, the next definition is Tracy. You can read it at your own spare. What then are the components of emotional intelligence that Ezevije is talking to us about this morning? There are basically 5. You have the empathy, social skills, self-awareness, it comes up again, and then self-regulation. It's not possible to have self-awareness without regulating yourself. And of course, motivation. And at the center of all that is what? What is this? Who knows what this is? Oh, your brain. Good. You guys know you're part of your body. Good. Okay. So let's talk about empathy. It's the way, it's to feel for another person. Guys, I'm not talking about feelings. You know that one? I'm catching feelings. Rubbish. No. And they ain't pretty party either. We're not talking about, oh, Visayo, sorry. No, rubbish. That's not what we're talking about here. When you have empathy for someone, you know how the person is feeling. Because you can immediately put yourself in that person's shoes. Please, it is not pity party. Let's get that straight today. Then let's move to effective communication. You have to know how to talk. You must be able to communicate what you want at every point in time. If you do not know how to communicate, start learning it today. It's the building block for every relationship. Otherwise, you're going to have messed up relationships completely all the days of your life. Your social skills and building comfortable and meaningful relationships, you must have a very effective way of communicating. The next one is self-awareness. We've discussed self-awareness extensively at the level of the famous way. And is understanding what your strengths are. Sometimes playing down on your weaknesses and using everything in regulation to make your life very effective. Then self-regulation. Everything is power with control. You have to learn to control your thoughts. I've told you, 60,000 thoughts on the average pass through your mind. But they're repetitive thoughts. And you have to learn to regulate them. Once a strange feeling passes through your mind, change it immediately. How do you change it, you ask Zeveji? I'll tell you, your feelings are the triggers for your emotions and for your thoughts. The moment a strange thought passes through your mind, your feelings change. And once you recognize that your feeling has changed, it's better to go back to your thoughts and start putting good thoughts in your mind. And then the last one is motivation. Being able to encourage yourself and others towards results and performance. What are the strategies then that you need to employ to develop your emotional intelligence? You must listen to others without interpreting and without interrupting and having premeditated thoughts and answers. Some of you already know what you're going to say to me, even before I ask you. Esther just taught us some of you blame the weather. I should take you to Neptune, where you will see weather and you will complain. And when you come back to Earth and we put you in this weather, you'll be grateful. You complain about everything. You complain about the government, you complain about your parents, you complain about the society, you complain about Naira, you complain about dollars, even though you're not earning it. You complain about everything. No. Stop having premeditated answers. Open your mind when you listen to people. It's one of the greatest strategies of emotional intelligence. Do not be fast to answer. You want to answer people. Sometimes the answer comes like 3 days, 4 days after. Sometimes it's not immediate. Learn to listen more. Another strategy is learn the act of gratitude and appreciation. Yet again, we discuss gratitude and appreciation at the level of the famous way extensively. You can't achieve anything without being a grateful person. I marvel at people that are not grateful. And I can really easily plot the trajectory of their life into woe and doom eventually. Because an ungrateful person will lose everything soon enough. You have to be open to sharing your feelings when appropriate. If you need to cry, cry. If someone hurts you, say to the person, you hurt me. Don't bottle it up inside, because the cells inside your body will convert it to disease. So do not nurse grudges. Nursing grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the person or the other person to die. You are the one hurting yourself when you keep grudges. Always express your feelings at all times. And then be kind and practice meditation of mindfulness. Work on your body language. That is why I say at the level of demonstrate, you can't come and we're talking to you and then you're folding your hands. When you fold your hands, you're already blocking. An X sign means no, nothing is coming through you. In boys, we were taught that body language means a lot in conversation. The body speaks more than voice. Learn to watch your body language. Some of you have nasty body languages. I don't know where you picked it from. But please start working on it today and improve on your body language. Your attitude is very important. And then finally, Enhance verbal and non-verbal communication skills. You see the Chinese man, you're talking to him, he's nodding his head. He's not in acceptance with you, do you know that? You see an Indian man, he's shaking his head while you're talking to him. It does not mean he's not accepting. You have to go learn about verbal skills as it relates to different kind of cultures. Because you get down to India, and then you're doing business and you're nodding your head, and then you come back and you say the guy did not accept because he was shaking his head. Or that you went to see the Chinese and the Japanese, and because they were nodding their head, you thought that you had signed the deal. So why then we bother about this emotional intelligence? Let's go to that side on people with very low emotional intelligence. Very simple. You cannot read others. If you had the kind of mother I had, it was she used to talk to us that we should not collect visitors' food. But when the visitors offer us something, you already know if you should take it. You know, when he just smiles at you like this, you know. Or she just throws her face away. Just know that your room is finished. So learn to read others. If you are the kind of person that you lack empathy, you talk anyhow to people, you lack emotional intelligence. Shut up. When people leave your auspices and leave your presence and they feel worse than they came into you, you're a bad person. You have very low emotional intelligence. This is not a church, something. You think others are oversensitive. You see someone crying, you know those people. Once they say anything, they're already shedding tears. And they say, she's too sensitive for me. They're satanic. You don't understand your own emotions. I don't even know what is wrong with me. I just woke up, you are mad. On the wrong, what? Did you buy a wrong bed? How can you say you woke up on the wrong side? Which side is the right side of the bed? Rubbish talk. That you have entrenched it into your DNA. You don't understand your own emotions. And you want others to understand you. Then you're not capable of managing your own emotions. You have difficulty with relationships. Only you. Everybody you fight. Your roommate, you fight. You finish with your roommate, you fight your houseboy. You finish with your houseboy, you fight the gate man. You finish gate man, then you start fighting your own self. If you are that type of a person, you lack emotional intelligence. You think others don't understand you. They just don't understand. You know those stupid people? Nobody understands me. Even McBill. You don't know who understands you. Like you really understand yourself. You believe others are overreacting to your jokes. I was just joking. You know those people, you can't joke with them. And you try it. 2 weeks, they are still keeping malice with you. You believe that being liked by others is unimportant. It's good for people to like you. Okay? It's just that you shouldn't make it the crux of your life. And then finally, you don't hesitate to defend your beliefs. That you are defensive. Someone is showing you that the earth is not flat. You say, no, in your religion, the earth is flat. I say to you, there's no gravity in space. What goes up does not always come down. Let's go to the stratosphere, just here. 45,000 feet above us. There's no gravity. What you throw will continue to go into the space. You say no, they taught you. And then you sit with it, can all you get all you can. You don't want to improve yourself. You lack emotional intelligence. So if you look at all these 10 things, and you see that the reason why you have low emotional intelligence, then you want to start wondering and start thinking that EI is very important. Because nobody wants to be like these 10 examples on the board. Or did I see anyone that wants to be like this? Exactly. So when you have emotional intelligence, You have good decision making is improved. You have you don't have occupational stress like Esther taught us this morning. You have reduced staff turnover, because you know why? Those that are with you would always be with you. You have increased personal well-being. You are okay. And then finally, your leadership ability is enhanced. Let me rush through it. I might not be able to read this ones to you, but when you develop EI, you are self-aware. That is good leadership quality. You increase your accountability, you foster communication, you build trust in your relationships, and you process the emotions of yourself and that of other people effectively. And you have what is called conflict resolution. One of the strengths of a leader is the ability to resolve conflicts. And then finally, you coach and motivate others, not that you run them down. If you run people down, you're a bad leader. If you run people down, you are a bad leader. You lack the good leadership skills. And then in conclusion, termites, to be emotionally intelligent means that you have the power to understand your emotions and that of others, and then you will handle it very well for success. And of course, emotional intelligence is the game changer for you. If you learn about emotional intelligence, as more of my colleagues in EXCO are going to take us through emotional intelligence this week, please understand it from the depths of your heart, and then you'll see how well it is good for you. And then for the quotes of the week, by Warren, what's that? Bennis. Very old man. And it says, emotional intelligence, more than any other factor, more than IQ. What's IQ? Intelligence quotient. And expertise accounts for 85% to 90%. Success is guaranteed already. Of success at work. IQ is a threshold competence. You need it, but it does not make you a star. Emotional intelligence will make you a star. Emotional intelligence is what you need. Thank you, guys.